welcome back to our channel on Wired.
And Witty.
So we haven't done a podcast in a while, but we're not really going to do like a formal normal podcast. We're just going to do like a little why the fuck moment just for the shits and kicks of it all. Witty's actually got a why the fuck as well as I.
Oh.
You want to flip a coin or how do you want to start this?
No, you go.
I go.
Yeah.
All right, just because it's kind of on my mind lately, but why the fuck millennials? We'll just go with that.
Why the fuck millennials?
Now, not to insult like all millennials. Obviously, everybody's not the same, but it seems like there's kind of a big issue with this type. Now that I'm actually interacting with it more and this group more and more, it's just, and I don't know if it's just a Florida thing too. Like, oh man, it's just.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. Just because I hear it's just a major complaint. And the millennials, anybody who's born after '92. And again, we're not trying to shit on all millennials. You may not fit into this personality box, but at my workplace, we've been hiring quite a few of these millennials, and they have this really arrogance about them that they almost feel like they're doing us a favor by us hiring them.
Yeah.
Like there's this, they constantly question like the why do I need to be doing this, and it's like, it's your fucking job. Like,
yeah, it's a job.
it's what you're getting paid to do, essentially. Like,
Why
we're
are
not
you here?
asking a whole, and it's not like we're asking a fuckload of them. Like,
No, you're not.
it's just really odd. I don't understand it. And I've actually talked to, I have quite a few people that I know in the training department, and they've actually had to reconfigure the way they train to where it's more of a millennial training theory, where they actually encourage like positive reinforcement and excitement and
that's why I
jokes
find it so
that occur with like more trendy shit. So you know you have to be very, very relatable, which is understandable. You obviously, if you're gonna make a point across, you can't use like the fucking Yugo or something like that as an example to something.
That was actually used though.
Yeah, I know, but I was throwing that as a joke towards my boss because he's lame. He's a cool guy. He's a nice guy, but
He did. He mentioned the Yugo.
Yeah, I know he would.
And everyone was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I understand Jason's thing, but like, it gets to me that you have to do this like positive reinforcement. He explained it to me in great detail. He was just like, you have to like when they get something right, you'd be like, yeah.
Good job,
man.
Good
job, buddy. Yeah, right. Here's all these pats on the back, and there's a little plastic trophy, and you're fucking awesome. And like, you seriously have to do that with this crowd, and it's just kind of disturbing. And I think it was Plato that said it, though. So that, like, you know, every younger generation that's younger than the next always thinks that there's a problem with that crowd.
Yeah.
But everything ends up being okay. Now, we'll give millennials credit because a lot of them have found ways to make alternative resources of like, instead of your normal job, they have like a creative way, like for example, like our YouTube channel or something like that. Channel,
like they're the Kickstarter generation, and like there's things about millennials that I like. You know, I like how they sometimes, you know, maybe like the straight and narrow way, like maybe the one path that we've all been taking is not the right path to take. Maybe there's an easier path to take, or maybe. You know, and I also like that they question things. I like that aspect of, you know, not to the point of like, all right, what the, like there's a limit to that. But I like, you know, the fact that they, you know, go, well, okay, well, why is that this way, and why haven't we found a better way? I like that because, you know, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, fine, I'll just go down this path. I know what to expect. I'll just do it. And, you know, sometimes you need someone of that generation to point out, like, you don't have to do it that way. You know, you're not limited by what's set in front of you. You can do something else, which I like. But then there's, like, extremes to that, which is, like, super annoying.
Exactly. They, and a lot of them out there, again, these are just biased to the ones I've had to interact with, think they have some sort of talent or is somewhat
no one's
special.
ever done it before. No one's ever done it as good as me.
And they have an idea that's, you could just tell it's not a very good idea. And you want to try to tell them in a nice way that this is not a good idea.
I mean,
but as soon as you do, you're like crushing dreams, and it's not that. I don't know. I should be more. I don't know.
I mean, I want to say like I don't want to say that because I think it's a bad idea that it's a bad idea. Like again, I don't want to say that. It's the path that they think that they should take to get that idea to work.
Well, I'll give you an example. One thing I was talking to somebody who's been trying to set up this like Facebook Live community, which is a cool thing to do. If you have some sort of niche or topic that you like to, and you want to do Facebook Live, but then now they're trying to, well, how can I make money off of this? And there's very limited ways when you do it like Facebook Live, and I'm like, well, hey, look into like YouTube Live. I know like people like Joe Rogan do it. I would love to look into how to like live stream what we're talking about now. Now, granted, these videos go up fairly quick within a couple days or so of what I was doing it, so it's fairly recent. But if we could be like live on the internet right now watching live chat, that's something I would like to eventually work towards. And I mentioned that idea because you can monetize your account and all this other stuff, and that's just too hard. Like
see, it's a path that they don't they
don't like that hard path. So then they're like, well, you know what I'm gonna do is stuff that I'm talking about. I'm gonna link like Amazon to it, but with my account to where when they buy it, I get a small percentage. And like that's great. That's not a bad idea to make money off of that. But you do realize that even in the slight chance that somebody enjoys your live chat so much they go through your Amazon thing to buy it, it's still not that much money. Like it's
not
like
guaranteed.
It's like I want to say it's like 10 cents every $10, something like that.
Yeah. When on YouTube, if he, because I know who you're talking about, and if he has the following that he has, he can make money just by them watching the video for 30 seconds. Like, and he could.
They don't know how to set it up, and they don't. It seems like they don't take the time needed to look it up. They're just sitting there jerking off in the like bongs or something like that.
Yeah, and monetizing on YouTube, it's something that we had to look into. We had to research it. We had to take time to figure out what are the do's, what are the don'ts. How can we make this better? So it does take time.
It does, as well as like some thought and effort where you have to like look into this shit. I know you were fucking around with how to get our podcasts to go on other platforms, and wow, I've looked into it before, and my
brain almost exploded. Like I felt like I was so close though, and like we might do some SoundCloud stuff because I really liked how it turned out on SoundCloud. I need to. I was actually there's a guy in my class that used to do radio stuff, and I don't know if you ever saw the video of one of the during the Casey Anthony trial of like one of the guys getting pushed, one of the press guys getting pushed by her dad, and her dad flipped over like an entire table of equipment. That's him. But he's networking. That's another thing they don't do. They don't network. Like that's one thing. Is like that's what my generation knows how to do. If I don't know how to do something, either I research it on my own or I find someone that knows how to do it and then I pick their brain.
I don't see a lot of that.
They don't do that.
It's another weird thing where you'll see a group of millennials out and about, but they'll all be on their phone, and they'll basically be texting each other while they're nearby,
they're in their
or
group
their
chat.
friends. Like they're hanging out physically with a friend, but they're texting another friend they're not hanging out with, and that's just weird. And Mark's even told me that like there's these stories which I saw the same story of like being so addicted to texting that they just like Christmas tree their test because they had to give their phone to the teacher just so they get their phone back so they can start texting some more.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I see the addictiveness. That's a whole different argument, but I don't know what is. I don't think there's, and I don't honestly. Here's my thoughts to how millennials kind of have this really negative perspective, and I think they're going to be a really fucked generation with a lot of things. Like it's going to be rough for them. I think I think it's when you take into the account of 92, I think early adult pregnancies was kind of a thing. So you're having people having kids that aren't ready to have kids. That happens every day, though, regardless. So, but I think more in that time frame, it was a lot more common. So you have that mixture, and then you just have people that are, again, bad parents, like that don't give their kid enough time, because I know people in that fit that generation crowd that don't have any of the problems that we're talking about. They don't know, they can actually hold a conversation. That's another thing too. They don't know how to hold like an in-person conversation very well.
Yeah, it just
They're
seems
very
to
awkward.
Kind of seems to run out after like 2 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes.
Then if they're not texting it, they don't know how to really say it.
And I'm picturing the look that they give you, right, like in my head, like of like, all right, like how long do I have to, like, be here? And like it's like when you try to talk to them about anything that's below the like kiddie pool level, like when you try to go to like the deep part of the pool, they're like, "Whoa, no, my feet don't touch the ground there. I don't."
Yeah, that's the exact face. But because they had such strong parents, whether they were always there for them or just had another thing, they had both parents actually growing up all the way together. Because that's another one of my reasons why I think that millennials are kind of more fucked up, is because divorce rates are really high.
I mean,
especially during that again, after that time period. Not to say both parents can't be involved with it, and you only had one growing up, so I get that. It does help though when you have two very grounded parents stay together. I mean, granted, my parents divorced when I was very young. I didn't really grow up to be super fucked up or have like a lot of weird behaviors. I'm just saying that could potentially be a cause to it, like a combination of these things.
If they're not used, like if they don't have a way to cope, then yeah, it can be very destructive.
And because we are growing up in where we're trying to be more sensitive and catering to everybody, and as well we should respect everybody by no means. But there is that whole, like, the joke is a participation ribbon sort of thing where they get prizes and rewarded for just being a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think has a little bit to do with it. I think more weight's put on that than needed.
Well, what that was a response to. That was a response to our generation, who were brought up by baby boomers, who were like nothing was ever good enough, or like you don't do the job to get the praise for it. You do it because you have to, or you do this. Being number one is the only way to be good at something. That because that's how baby boomers were raised, and then they instill that on us, and then they were like, holy shit, they're fucking killing themselves, or they're going and shooting up people, like they're going and doing like mass shit.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can fix that. Let's do nurture, and so it's not like take a salt tablet anymore. It's like, oh no, you got a boo boo. Here's like 1,001 band-aids. You got a boo boo, but you're okay. You're still good. You're still special. So it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, I could see like maybe over nurturing, because I think nurturing a child or anything like that, it can be a good thing in the right circumstances, but when it's overly done. I have a personal friend now. Granted, I haven't seen him since earlier this year, so it's been about 4 months, but we get together every now and again. A great guy. He's married to a great woman, and they have a nice little happy family. They have a kid, but they don't really do a lot to encourage this kid to learn. And he's, I want to say, almost 4 now. I think he'll be 4, I think, in a few months, and he still doesn't really. He can say small words, but he still doesn't really talk well.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
But I know another again friend that has a daughter who's younger than him that can have full conversations with you, and it's adorable.
Yeah.
So and I know one thing is, well, girls develop faster than boys that age. Yep, you're absolutely right. But I've seen him interact with his kids. Again, he loves a kid, and everything like that. But his way of caring for it is just like putting him in front of a TV or giving him toys and let him do his thing. Distractions. Yeah. And I think that's another problem when it comes to parenting. And I think the mom just over coddles him, doesn't really do much to enforce learning. Again, like my mom would, I think we had this conversation before though, but my mom would, like, if I was mispronouncing something and I wanted it, she'd make sure I would come close to saying it before she'd actually give it to me. And that's not being mean, it's just trying to teach me that that's not how you talk properly. That's, you know, and I don't know, again, we can't tell people how to parent their kids, but man, and then, I don't know, like, it's like a whole culmination of fucking things, and I don't think it'll be the end of times or the end of the world with these millennials. I mean, honestly, like, it's not, I don't think they can't do anything at this point, honestly, and I just think that in that generation, they need to understand a little more, like, I don't know, like, professionalism, and try to actually be sociable, and not that that's like an easy task or something that can be mastered, but I don't fucking know. That's why I'm like, why the fuck? Like,
you just don't get it. We're all Clint Eastwoods here. Like, we don't fucking get it.
Yeah, and again, we're just probably gonna be viewed as grumpy old fucks.
And that's what's probably gonna be, like, you know, a response to, like, is like, you just don't get it. Like, you don't get how our generation works. You don't get, like, how we make accomplishments. And, like, yeah, you're right. I don't get it. I don't get, like, the concept of when you fail once, like, well, you know, that's it. You know, no one wants to believe in my dream anyway, so might as well be dead. Like, no, dude, like, that's life, dude. Like, life's not meant to be easy. If life was meant to be easy, no one would have accomplishments. It would just be
life gets really hard for them really fast. And I've talked to many that, oh my god, and you've talked to that one person, oh my god, gonna have a conniption fit because they needed to go get groceries and their phone didn't connect to Wi-Fi,
God,
and oh my god, it's the end of the fucking world.
We'll call her Lauren.
Oh man,
God, like, my god,
I don't know. Again, I don't think it's a big deal. I just, like, I wonder though, like, what are their kids gonna be like?
You know, I think it's gonna come full circle.
Full circle, you think? Like, they're gonna be like,
so.
Fucking mom and dad don't do shit. I need to work.
I work
my
fucking
shit.
hard. Yeah, like mom, like, are you gonna cook dinner? Or are you gonna keep, like, going on Snapchat? Like, no one's interested in your Snapchat story. We have to eat. Well, I guess I'll have to cook dinner myself. Like, I think that's what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be, like, you know, these, like, preteens, you know, one day they discover their parents' Facebook and it's, like, the most horrific thing they've ever seen, and it, like, makes, like, you know, like in that movie with Inside Out where it makes, like, a memory. Like, it's a core memory.
It's a core memory. And it's green.
Yeah, it's green. For disgust. It just rolls down that huge thing, and then it makes, like, its own island of, like, don't become your parents' island.
Oh, shit. No.
Like, that's what I think it's gonna be.
You're probably right, too. No, honestly. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. It's just weird working with them. And don't get me wrong, like, they're not all bad. I'm not saying that at all. It's just some of the temperaments and things like that is like, you're at work. What the fuck is wrong with you? I just want to smack some of them. Like,
if we're training you to do it this way, don't ask 1,000, like, well, what if, or, you know, why would I want to do it this way, or I don't think it should be that way. Like, yeah, it is, because you're at a job.
Yeah.
When it's outside of life, and, you know, and it's not something that you're comfortable with, you know, like, maybe, hey, like, I don't want to get those jelly beans, because I think they're being made in an unsafe way that harms animals. I'm gonna go with these ones. Like, you can question that. You don't have to get those jelly bellies.
Well, anyways, that's all I got for millennials. So you want to do, like, a little why the fuck? What's your why the fuck?
Mine's very vapid. I'm gonna be honest right now.
Let's go for it.
It's very vapid and very specific.
Okay, I'm down.
And you've heard me, like, go
about,
off on it before.
It's about birds?
No, it's not. It's like an hour, dude. It's those fucking Chevy commercials.
Oh, yeah!
Chevy. I have got, like, okay, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, like, alright, well, I'll roll with it. And then there's a second and a third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, and I'm just like, honestly, like, if that guy came up to me and was like, hey, I just want to do a quick study, completely non-biased, I'm like, you're that fucking Chevy guy. You're gonna fucking drag me into a room, and it looks like those people have been waiting for a long time. It looks like, because they're always got their arms crossed, and they're always like, yep, ready to see the car. Yeah, show me this amazing thing, or this inane question that you've asked me, like, what do you think?
Well, here's my thoughts of that is that obviously they had to probably fill out some sort of paperwork, like, and waivers and all this other stuff signing away, and I guarantee you they're getting paid.
Of course, they should be getting paid. I hope they're getting paid.
Right, because
which means it's not actual people, they're paid actors at that point.
At that, well, I wouldn't go as far as calling it actors, but they're being compensated for their opinion. Just like there's a lot of survey companies that do that. So I'm not questioning necessarily the integrity of that aspect of it.
I'm questioning the annoyance of it.
That and they're like, obviously they're getting paid something just for looking at whatever the hell they want them to.
It's not that.
So they're probably gonna be nice about it. Like, they're paying me.
Of effort that Chevy puts in to try and convince me that their car, JD Power and Associates, boom, 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 boom. Like, I get it. Or like that elaborate thing where like all the cars come out of the center of the ground. Like, if that were, like, I always try to picture, like, if that were me, like, in that situation, and like all the cars were coming out of the ground, like, what car do you think is next? Like, I don't know, Audi, who's a Chevy? I'd be like, all right, so what is this? Like,
I have a curious question now. I bet you too. Like, if what they do is legit, where they either pay them or have them conduct a survey, I want to see the ones that didn't go very well. Like the people that, because I guarantee you, like, people were probably talking shit about the car in there, but obviously they don't cut it out. They don't put it in there.
Like, I want to see those tapes.
I want to see those, right? The little, like, almost make it like a blooper bleeper reel. Like, you just have this one crowd be like, that's just too much. That's expensive as fuck. Get the fuck out of here, Chevy guy.
Like the latest one that they're showing now is when they're like at like some kind of like car valet thing.
Yeah, the valet.
And they bring back the Chevy. I'd be pissed. I'd be fucking pissed. Right, I'd be that person. You spent
money on your valet. Like, you tipped them. Like, what the fuck is my car?
Like, this is not my car. Yeah, but it's a Chevy. Good and all, but I need to go. Obviously, I finished my food. My tummy is full. I'm leaving the restaurant, which means I'm leaving to go to my home, which I'd like to be at very much.
Don't you want to see this car, though?
No, I fucking don't.
Well,
you know why? Because the model that you're showing me is probably not the price that's below my face. Is that starting at?
It's the fully loaded
base model. Ones. Is the base model made of bamboo?
Probably.
Like, I really like. No, get my fucking car. Well, why don't you take a look? Get my fucking car. Or I am going to do two things.
I guarantee you, again, if that's legit, they probably had some people that did that, and they were just like, give me my fucking car, and they were like, all right, fuck it, let's just give them the fucking car, we'll get the next one. We'll get the next one, look at the Chevy. I had a thought to go along with this. Oh, yeah. The other thing that pisses me off a lot about those fucking commercials is a lot of things that come standard, they hype. Like, it's
Bluetooth!
It's a part of law, right? Exactly, like Bluetooth. Oh!
I have a 2012 Kia, and it has Bluetooth.
But like the rear camera,
rear-facing camera,
that's actually required in all new vehicles. Like, you dumb fuck, it's
power steering,
automatic door that opens. Like, that's been around for like fucking 10 years.
I'm happy that it
15.
won't be like the Flintstones. So if I just thank you for letting me know that I won't have to stop it with the heels of my feet. Like,
I think honestly though, when it comes to a lot of car manufacturing, I think they're stale, and I'll explain why.
We've run out of ideas.
It's I don't think there's a necessity to do a new car of the same type every year.
God,
kinda
yeah,
like
right?
Tesla.
It's exhausting.
There's not many features you could change over that year, and I doubt everybody's like fucking wanting to. The new 2018's around, and I go here in my 2017. They're gonna obviously hold on to it for 2 to 4 years, depending on if you're leasing, if you're buying. Some people don't even wait for their payment to finish out. But my thought is, like, why don't they take like like each car manufacturer take a Focus each year, not like a Ford Focus, but I'm just saying, like, like a focused product of some sort. Like, okay, we're gonna do a new Malibu or whatever the fuck, I don't know, and then they do the best at Malibu they can. But they're not doing any fucking SUV or truck or anything like that. Then the next year they do their SUV, and then the year after that they do their truck.
Because it probably is a potentially that it loses a lot of money when they do that.
I'm assuming, yeah. I know it's obviously a cash cow in those cases, but man, like, there's got to be like more cars at this point than there are fucking people.
Like, why don't you just take a nod from the phone companies? Like, instead of like, why don't you just do the Ford S? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you're getting a car, there's only a few things you have in mind. Is like, you're either
Don't want it
thinking
to
like,
kill me.
you're either thinking safety, you're either thinking like how many people it holds, but at the same time, you're also thinking safety because you're probably transporting families, so those go hand in hand. You're thinking about performance. You want something really fast, really that. Or you're thinking about something that's really cheap. That'll be good for value or luxury, something for comfort.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Again, or even like aesthetics or something like that. You want to attract a crowd. You want to be the popular guy, and obviously you're going to pay out your ass. But yeah, man. Like, but you're right about those fucking Chevy commercials, dude. Like,
I fucking hate them.
they're annoying. And you know what, though? I just realized, like, I don't get to see them that often because I don't watch, like, normal TV all the time. But now that we're going to be, like, watching football coming up.
Oh, they're going to be on all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my fucking God.
And then we're going to probably watch more, like, Papa John's and Peyton Manning.
And they're probably going to, like, do, like, I know during football season, probably going to bring on, like, who do you think will get you to the grocery store faster? The Chevy Jerk Off 2018 or Tiki Barber? Because he's not doing anything right now, so like I watch. I'm gonna blow, dude. If it's something like, I will blow. Like, I cannot.
I just think also they have weird. Right now they're going through a weird marketing phase. I noticed that though during some companies, they go through weird marketing phase. Even Apple, like I thought their marketing campaign
stellar
was stellar, but then you occasionally like a weird one creeps through, like that Frankenstein with the fucking Christmas
thing.
I
was like, all right. I know this is supposed to evoke emotion, but pretty much I'm just like, the fuck.
Yeah.
So the whole town's not trying to burn him anymore. Like, he's not an abomination to God. Like, is that still happening? Like, are they still questioning that?
It was bad.
Yeah,
bad, man. It was bad.
Like, I don't get it. But then there's there's the kid that's skateboarding in LA late at night and not getting robbed. He's going to the Hollywood sign.
Oh shit!
How'd he get in there? I know it's gated off. I know you can't be there after hours. So.
Yeah, Chevy, you need to change your shit. But you know what's even I find just as annoying as Chevy commercials is the almost like Audi commercials. Like Audi commercials, like where it's just like overly cinematic and just
it makes you want to fuck the car or something.
You kinda, and it's just unrealistic expectations almost of a vehicle, and just like it's gonna come.
It's like dropping out of an airplane.
Like the latest one I saw, it's the most dumb fucking commercial ever. It's like shows these like two kids chasing this one kid, and it's like snowing, but for whatever reason, the one kid they're chasing is like in shorts and his shirt, and then it like keeps cutting to like a car.
What?
And then like another car, and they're like chasing this kid, and then it's like the Audi summer sales is coming, and it's like we got you now, kid. And then like the snow starts melting because the Audis are coming, and then they're like the snowballs they were holding now like turn to water. He's just like, and the kid turns around, throws a water balloon. It's like karma. It's like what the fuck was that?
Hilarious.
That doesn't make me want to buy a car.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't. Okay, yeah, that's really weird.
Those are even more annoying. It's.
I don't know, dude. Like,
they got this one too that's really annoying. I think like just all car commercials suck in general. It's this fucking. It's like for the Jeep Black Edition, and it shows this like mom all like badass looking in her fucking Jeep that's all awesome, and then like her kid pedaling along on the sidewalk and her little fucking like what do they call the big wheel, and it's just like, yeah, we're badass, and like all the neighbors are turning their head like, what are those badass girls doing? playing the most stupid fucking song ever, and then the kid like does a power slide into the driveway, knocks over paint cans, and spills a perfect like black design. It's like Jeep Midnight Edition.
Well,
it's like, what the fuck?
Right, you had me at cuteness for a little bit, and then that, like, no, okay, no, that's no.
It's like mom and daughter are badass, and don't fuck with them with their Jeep Midnight Edition and big wheel.
You know what commercial that I really liked for a long time, though? It was a car commercial, and I don't remember what car it's for, so I guess they didn't do that great of a job. But it was the one where, like, the dad and the kid, like, switched roles. Like, the kid had to get up at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning and drop his dad off at work. And, like, he had to go, like, then get groceries.
Oh, yeah, he's like a little kid? Okay.
Yeah, he's like a little kid. He, like, at the meter maid, he's, like, getting a ticket. He's like, I was paused for 5 minutes! Like, I fucking love that commercial.
Okay, yeah, that was good. Oh, you know what else is even, just pretty bad? The fucking Matthew McConaughey Lincoln commercials. You know, I was
it's
driving
a
Lincoln
lot
before
like
they paid me to drive one.
it's like a lot like watching E3 and when you know, like the guy for Steep came out and he was just like power, performance, realistic, all things you can expect. I don't know, it wasn't Steep, was it? Was it Steep or was it like, you know,
I don't remember.
When you play blah blah blah, you're in control. Well, that's why I'm holding the controller. But okay.
You may never sit in the back seat, and that'd be a shame. Like,
why?
Fucking Matthew
What?
McConaughey.
Am I lonely?
It's spacious.
Am I tied
It's
up?
luxurious. You could be as cool as Matthew McConaughey if you own a Lincoln. All right.
Yeah, right.
Like, what the fuck, man?
When I wave my hand below the rear, it opens.
Most celebrities that show up in car commercials is pretty terrible. The one with Shaq, though, is pretty funny. It was kind of a small car, but Shaq actually kind of fit in it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, I could probably drive this.
Yeah.
You know, like, it didn't seem like over the top, like he was blown away.
It was kind of practical, like,
but it was
Shaq could fit in it.
Right. And it was kind of a small car, so I get it. Man, but yeah, celebrity cameos are even worse, man. And just imagine, too, you know they're getting, like a free car at least for doing these. Probably,
Possibly.
if anything, no, I think they're getting, or at least a free lease of some sort.
Yeah, I would say a lease.
And they're probably getting one for each of their family members that they want to. They're probably getting free leases.
Depending on what is in their contract when they,
I'm sure.
it would depend on the person.
And then they're probably making a good chunk off of each commercial, depending on who you are. Like Matthew McConaughey, I guarantee you probably all of his nearest relatives have Lincolns now, and all supplied by Lincoln.
And, you know, that, like,
and he probably makes like $100K a commercial easy.
I get the gist of those commercials, like, Lincoln. It's not just for black people anymore. Like, yeah, like, like, that's what it is, though. That's what I saw. Because when I first saw that commercial, I was like, what the fuck? Like, oh, I get it. They're trying to get the woo-woo white people. Like, like, I get it.
Don't like, no, older white people drive Lincolns, too, though.
A specific, like, a specific type, though. And those are, like, to be fair, if you, like, usually those people are pretty cool. Like, I will give them that. Like, Lincoln, like, to me, I could never get a Lincoln because I'm just not fucking cool enough. Like, or I'm not, like, a basketball player. But, like,
oh, shit.
But, like, when I saw that commercial for the first time, I was like, all right, I get what you're trying to do. Like, I get it.
I don't know. So car commercials and millennials, fix your shit.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right.
All right.